Shadows of Deception. Chapter 5. Unmasking Shadows. Weeks passed, and the dust began to settle. The Martinez estate stood quiet, a stark contrast to the tumultuous events that had unfolded within its walls. Elena dedicated her time to restoring her family's reputation, working diligently to distance herself from the scandals. One afternoon, as she sorted through old documents in her father's study, she came across a sealed envelope addressed to her. Curious, she opened it to find a handwritten letter. "My dearest Elena, if you're reading this, it means the shadows I tried to keep at bay have encroached upon our family. There are secrets I kept to protect you, but perhaps it was a mistake. La Estrella holds more than sentimental value. It is the key to a legacy that must not fall into the wrong hands. Trust your instincts, and know that my love for you knows no bounds. Forever yours, Father." Elena's hands trembled as she read the letter. The necklace wasn't just an heirloom, it was a key. But to what? Determined to uncover the truth, she examined the necklace, which had been recovered and returned to her after the investigation. Running her fingers over the intricate design, she noticed a small indentation she hadn't seen before. Pressing it gently, a hidden compartment opened, revealing a tiny, ornate key. "Unbelievable," she whispered. She recalled a portrait in the gallery, her great-grandmother standing beside a large, ornate chest. Could that be the lock the key fit? Without wasting time, she headed to the gallery. The chest stood in a corner, overlooked and gathering dust. Kneeling beside it, she inserted the key. With a satisfying click, the chest opened to reveal a collection of journals and documents. As she sifted through them, a pattern emerged. A detailed account of her family's involvement in protecting valuable artifacts from those who sought to exploit them. Her phone rang, jolting her from her discovery. It was Carlos. "Elena, I have news," he said urgently. "There's been a development." "What is it?" "Victoria has agreed to a plea deal. She's willing to name higher-ups in exchange for leniency," he explained. "That's good, isn't it?" she asked. "Yes, but it means the case is expanding. There are more players involved than we thought," he cautioned. "Do you think I'm in danger?" she inquired. "It's possible," he admitted. "I want you to stay somewhere safe." She considered telling him about her discovery, but decided to wait. "I'll be careful." After ending the call, she continued reading the journals. One name kept appearing: El Sombra, the Shadow, a notorious figure rumored to orchestrate high-profile thefts. A chill ran down her spine as she realized that El Sombra might have been manipulating events from the beginning. Her thoughts were interrupted by a knock at the door. She looked up to see Isabella standing there, her expression unreadable. "Isabella? I thought you were traveling." Her sister stepped inside. "I was, but I needed to see you." Elena stood up. "There's something you should know. Our family—" "I know," Isabella interjected. "I know everything." Elena frowned. "What do you mean?" Isabella sighed, her demeanor shifting. "You were always the favored one, the heir to everything. I was sidelined, overlooked." "Isabella, that's not true," Elena protested. "Isn't it?" she challenged. "I tried to find my own path, but every door was closed to me, so I created my own opportunities." Realization dawned on Elena. You're El Sombra." Isabella smiled faintly. "Clever as always." Shock and disbelief coursed through Elena. "You orchestrated all of this? The theft? The betrayals?" "I needed the key," Isabella admitted, gesturing to the necklace. "Father hid everything from me. But I found out. Why, Isabella, we could have faced this together. Because I knew you'd never share the legacy, she replied bitterly. I wanted to make our family name mean something. On my own terms. Elena's mind raced. It's not too late. We can fix this. Isabella shook her head. You still don't get it. I'm in too deep. Footsteps sounded in the hallway. Carlos appeared, his expression tense. Elena, step away from her. Isabella smirked. Ah, the ever-vigilant detective. Isabella, surrender now, Carlos ordered. We have evidence against you. She pulled a small device from her pocket, pressing a button. An explosion rocked the far side of the estate, causing the building to tremble. What have you done? Elena exclaimed. Creating a distraction, Isabella replied calmly. Goodbye, sister. She turned to flee, but Carlos intercepted her. A struggle ensued, and Isabella managed to slip away, disappearing into the chaos. Emergency alarms blared as staff rushed to contain the damage. Carlos grabbed Elena's hand. We need to get out of here. They made their way outside, where fire crews were already battling the flames. Elena watched in despair as a part of her home burned. She planned this, Elena murmured. Carlos nodded grimly. She's more dangerous than we thought. Over the next few days, authorities launched a manhunt for Isabella, but she remained elusive. Elena felt a profound sense of loss, not just for her sister, but for the innocence they once shared. One evening, she received an unmarked envelope containing a single note. Family ties are hard to break, until we meet again. It was signed with a shadowy emblem, the mark of El Sombra. Carlos found her staring at the note. We'll find her, he assured. She sighed. I hope so. He took her hand. How are you holding up? Honestly, I don't know, she admitted. Everything feels uncertain. He gazed at her tenderly. Whatever comes next, we'll face it together. She managed a small smile. Thank you. Months passed, and slowly, life began to regain a semblance of normalcy. The estate was restored, and Elena took over the family business, vowing to steer it towards transparency and integrity. One afternoon, as she walked through the bustling city streets, she felt a familiar presence. Turning, she saw Isabella watching her from across the way. Their eyes met, and for a moment, time stood still. Isabella gave a subtle nod before melting into the crowd. Elena knew her sister was still out there, their lives forever entwined in a complex dance of love and betrayal. Returning home, she found Carlos waiting for her. Everything all right? He asked. She hesitated before answering. I saw her. He tensed. Where? Downtown. She didn't approach me. He placed a reassuring arm around her. We'll increase security. She leaned into him. Part of me hopes she finds peace. He kissed the top of her head. Maybe someday. Together they walked towards the horizon, the setting sun casting long shadows behind them.